go over a few of these problems together and then you can try the rest on your own. Remember that percents are out of 100, so we always can take them and put them as a fraction over 100. And then also, we want to write these as parts of wholes. All right, so let's look at number 1. We're going to use my cube strategy to make sure that I'm getting all my accurate information. So it says here, at the local department store, sweaters are typically priced at $25. Due to a special, the sweaters are reduced to 80% of their original price. Okay, so that means that they are 20% off, and we pay the other 80% to make 100%. How much are sweaters now? And it's asking me. I can round my number to the nearest whole number as necessary. So if I set this up as a part to whole, but my whole is the total. If they're 20% off, I have to pay 80%. Okay, so I can write 80. Remember, we write fractions. They're percents as fractions over 100. They are typically $25. That is the total. We want to know how much they are on sale, so that would be my part. I want to know how much they are when they were originally $25. Or another way of writing this is to think about this as 80% of $25. We know that of means times, and we can write 80% as a decimal. Remember, when I sing my alphabet song and go from a percent to decimal, I move it 2 places to the left. So I could do 80 hundredths times 25, or I could write this as 80 over 100, which simplifies to 8 over 10, or it simplifies to 4/5. And I could do any of these multiplication problems. So I could write it like this and multiply, or like this. Or I could set up a proportion. And when I set up a proportion, remember I have to then cross multiply. So I get 100x. And let's see here, 25 times 8, 200. I have to add the 0. I divide by my 100 to get it all by the x all by itself. And when I divide, I get x equals 20. So the sale price is $20. Let's look at number 2. In one particular suburb, 20% of families own a terrier. If there are a total of 15 families in the neighborhood that own a dog in general, how many dog owners own a terrier? Okay, so let's see here. So we, again, could write this as 20% of 15, and I could change my 20% to a fraction, 20 over 100, or I could change it to a decimal, 0.20, and I could multiply times 15. Or I can set up a proportion, part to whole. 20% goes over 100. If 20% owns a terrier, it's written just like that, and then a total of 15 families, that would be my total. So I will put 15 here, and I want to know how many out of the 15 families is equal to 20 out of 100. So I'm going to need to do some cross multiplying. I get 100x, cross multiply the other direction, and it looks to me like I get 30, and add the 0, 300. I divide by 100, and x equals 3. So that means that there are 3 families in the neighborhood that own a terrier dog. Okay. Number 3, we have a baseball team. They play 25 games throughout their season. Okay, and maybe it's important to note it's their entire season. If they won 5 of those games, what percentage did they win? So they played 25 games their entire season, so that to me would be a total, right? They won 5 of those 25 games. Part to whole is 5 out of 25. we want to change that to a percent. So there's two ways I can think about that. I can think about it as a fraction out of 100, and I can cross multiply, or I can change it to a decimal, and then I can sing my alphabet song, A, B, C, D, E, F to P. Remember, I don't care about any of those other letters. To go from a decimal to a percent, I move my decimal 1, 2 places, and my answer becomes 20%. Okay. Number 4, for one biology test, Fred had to answer 25 questions. Of those 25 questions, he answered 10 of them correctly. What percentage did Fred get on his biology test? Okay, so 25 questions to me sounds like a total, and then he got 10 out of the 25 correct. That sounds like 10's my part. This time, I'll show you how I can set up that proportion, and I could do 10 divided by 25, and through the decimal 2 places get 40%, or I also could use cross multiplication. 25x, 100 times 10 is 1,000. Whoops, and when I didn't give myself much room here, but 1,000 divided by 25 gives me an answer of 40. Now it's 40 out of 100, which means he got a 40% score on his test. Okay, let's look at one more before I have you try a couple on your own. Keith receives a $25,000 salary for working as an executive. If he spends 60% of his salary on expenses each year, how much money does he have to spend on his expenses? So I believe we want to figure out 60% of his salary. So I could write that as 60%. Let's change this color here. 60% of 25,000. I could change this 60 to a fraction over 100 or to a decimal, and I can multiply, or I can set apart the whole. 60% is 60 over 100. We want to know how much money that is out of a total salary of $25,000. When I cross multiply, I end up getting an answer, and dividing, I get an answer of $15,000. Okay. What I'd like you to do is give it the rest of those a shot. Do your very best. Notice how I'm underlining and circling. I'm identifying what my total is, looking for my part, writing percents as numbers out of 100.